So I got together with the Steam group Fleetbreakers, and we decided to do some ship testing. The focus for me was, of course, my light modded fighter called the Running with Scissors. I wanted to do some testing on durability, and the first fight did not exactly make me happy. But the rest did.
Oh, cool.
So if you wanted to
Do it.
not be in combat, change your name from YF3 Sparrowhawk to Friendly Sparrowhawk. I made some very simple rules for the game, and it made sure just to make sure that only the people who wanted to fight were actually engaged in fights. The game unfortunately ran very, very badly. My internet connection was not at its best, and once we hit about 4 or 5 players, things started to go downhill. But I got some good data early on. I believe that initial hit was a fluke where 2 missiles hit the glass plate. I didn't suffer any kind of damage, I didn't see anything like that. But this particular episode is not entirely about this ship, the Running with Scissors. There's a lot of other ships that came to play, and some of them were very, very nice. So I was really happy to play around and have fun. Well, let me pull up next to you before we get into combat here, and just let me take a look at your ship.
Sure.
So this is John Sparrowhawk. I'm trying to think of whether it's inspired by something.
No, it's a generic name for a generic ship.
Oh, this is a creative mode beast. It's all non-reloadable missile launchers. Of
Definitely
course, we also have to
hostile.
take into account whether or not you're going to be talking about one go, or whether you're going to be fighting multiple ships in waves, because I'm using my damaged ship for this. Well, this guy is definitely much harder to hit than he was before.
Another thing about this design is that the overwhelming majority of its thrust is in the going forward, and it has very little retrograde capability.
Yeah, that's
So
what Katobar was just saying about mine as well. Kevin has designed a very different ship from ours. Both of ours thrust primarily forwards. His is a strafing vehicle built to thrust primarily upwards. In fact, it doesn't thrust forward very much at all, which makes it quite difficult to control until you really figure out how to use it. I only got to pilot it a couple of times, so I'm certainly no expert, but I may take a much more heavy strafing approach in my next fighter design. Here you can see a strafer in action. He's really hard to hit. But on the other hand, he's also really hard to shoot with. His high lateral speed, my high lateral speed, and the all-popular lag makes it super hard for him to hit me. If he does slow down enough to actually aim, I blow him out of the sky first, because I've got a firing computer. Yay! His ship relies on what is essentially a roll cage. I'm not sure I'm sold on a roll cage. I think armor screens are more expensive than they need to be, and I'd much prefer to put a component there instead. Still, we never got a good chance to test its true durability since we were warping around and very erratic stuff was happening. Next week, maybe we'll try for a better server. Same ships again. This one I wanted to point out because we run into a situation where we are actually having mid-air detonations. Missiles and bullets can collide with each other, and I think that's an interesting idea. I wonder whether or not that could be done more carefully. Not sure, though. Not without turrets, anyway. Oh, he's got a stealth fighter, I see.
Who does?
Newbies.
Oh, okay. What, it's painted black?
No. It uses hologram offsets.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay, so what he's got with this projector is what he's got with this ship is he's got 7 projectors that can be set to have different formations using timer blocks. Oh, someone knocked the base free.
Ah, I was wondering what was happening. Care to try out dogfighting me with my ship and I use yours?
Sure, you can get in the friendly Craig if you'd like. Is this one named Beacon available?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do a pilot swap.
Have I even hit you yet?
No, no.
Alright, well, I'm taking a beating.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, drive on over here. We'll take a look at the two ships.
Yeah, no, I took a solid volley or two.
Yeah, I can see that you took some damage, but it looks like it just scraped the things off as it was supposed to and didn't actually,
Oh, yeah, no, I said it was fully functional.
Yeah. I'm happy with most of this ship's design, but I don't like the fact that the very first time I got in a fight, I lost the cockpit.
It's got a weak point somewhere.
Yeah, and that
from the
bothers me
front.
a lot. Oh, the long-ass reload with no firing computer. Here you can see me make a rookie mistake with this particular ship. I don't realize which direction I'm actually heading because I'm much, much more powerful moving up than moving forward. I'm not used to that, and I end up whipping way out of combat range, moving 104 meters per second, not even realizing it. So you gotta be careful with these kinds of ships. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I'm sorry. I'm interested in the concept of a roll cage, like the one you've put on this ship, but I'm pretty worried about whether or not that is very weight. Ooh, you got me! One hit. First hit destroyed me.
So, Brewer, it sounds like I might actually be able to fight you, unlike Craig here.
I think he's attacking Hammerhead.
Oh. Alright, well then, whatever fight happens, happens. Yes, he is. He's pounding on Hammerhead here.
Well, I'm gonna fight back. Sorry about that.
Obviously. That's the whole point.
Going
Oh,
on.
you hit him real
I
good.
beat him.
You hit him with one salvo and he just died.
It might just be his beacon that died.
No, he's rubble.
Oh, sweet.
You split him in half with your first hit.
Alright. So, next target.
Why don't you start from here? Oh. Tell him I scored a hit there.
Sorry, I was looking at you and I couldn't see if he had any missile hits on him.
Oh, I've taken a hit.
I think you're getting some interference from a third party here. Yeah, I was doing that continuously for a while. Oh, wow, that's a hell of a barrage you two have going. Oh, John, that you just blew him up.
Whoa!
Oh, John, you just blew him up.
Craig, how easy is the code to transplant from your FCS system?
Programming block? Programming block, programming block.
Okay,
Programming block.
Programming block. It works.
Good.
Hey, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try doing running with scissors against the Sparrowhawk?
Sure do. Ooh, you hit me. Oh, there. Did I kill you?
So, look at this ship.
It doesn't look that battered.
No. Well, I mean, there's some cosmetic damage, but the only damage is the reactor. You can see the green smoke coming out.
Is that a teleporting missile, or is it just flat splash damage from a number of adjacent hits?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't opened the engine compartment yet to check.
Well, if you look, I hit on the left wing, on the right wing, and on the nose. It could be that the splash damage from those were combined well enough to take out the reactor. Why don't you cut it open and let's take a look?
This away. No?
Yeah, it must have been splash damage because there's no damage to any of the interior blocks.
Yeah, but theoretically, you shouldn't have splash damage. The armor should stop.
That's large ships. You never tested it with small ships.
Maybe.
Oh, but hold on, there is a rip down here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it may be that the splash damage leaked in through the conveyors and small cargo containers.
Oh yeah, that could be. Interesting. That's
This is really...
No.
This is really important information for me, too. Knowing exactly how the splash damage propagates is really critical.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, that was very confusing when I got out. completely intact. What is the button for go fast in observer mode?
Use your mouse wheel and hold shift if you want to get a little bit of a boost.
I am aware he is shooting me. I cannot see him. Something blew up. Maybe me.
Well, it wasn't him. He's got a... Ooh, he just teleported. He's got a turret, it looks like. That's pretty heavy hitting. This is truly a battle of very, very different design choices. Your missiles are scooting by him like millimeters to spare. I'm shocked you haven't hit him yet.
I'm not.
He seems to be beating you up pretty good.
He seems to be hitting me constantly. I think
Yes.
I have no guns.
Yes. Yeah, I think that
I
that
just
you're
lost.
dead. That was pretty one-sided because you couldn't actually fight him. Good game.
Oh wow, that bullcat looks nice.
Are we having a ship display over there?
Yeah.
He was right. This Bullcat by Marcello looks fantastic, and it runs fantastic. I was very impressed by this vanilla ship. It doesn't have a lot of features like, you know, programming blocks or complex pistons or anything, but the design is super solid and has some very clever elements to it. When it goes up on the workshop, I'll probably make a little bit of an episode on it and talk a little bit about some of the design details and some of the lessons you can take away from this, even if you're not designing flying bricks like mine. I love how my ship always looks like a scraggly, damaged scrap heap, even when it's totally untouched.
Yeah.
Well, that bullcat looks beautiful flying.
Space.
Yeah, get some good footage of it for me, because I have to focus on my half of this.
Yeah, I got him.
I really love people who can design beautiful ships, because, I can't. Whoa. I don't think I have hit him, and I don't think he's hit me.
I'm not seeing any damage on him, although it's hard to tell through the camera.
It's hard to tell because he keeps warping around. Well, this held up to a couple of missile hits pretty well, and you can probably already tell the sort of thing I'm going to be talking about if I cover this ship. So, I won't talk about it here, but keep in mind that despite getting hit by 2 missiles right there, he didn't suffer any significant damage, just 2 reverse thrusters gone. So someone left a hunter-killer floating out here in the depths of space. Oh, this is one who got holed. I love seeing damage like this, okay? See, this is a well-designed ship. It's got dozens and dozens of missiles. It works great. But someone took it out with a single missile hit to the cockpit. Gotta avoid that. So, let's talk about lag. Lag is a real problem in Space Engineers, probably more than any other game I've ever played. In the end, we only had a couple of real dogfights. The rest of the time, everyone was just jumping around too much, and we couldn't hit anybody, and nobody could hit anybody else, and sometimes missile hits wouldn't even register properly. Since I was the host, it was difficult to see, but fortunately, John was also recording, and he managed to find just a little bit of footage of people jumping around. Often just me. Apparently my internet is the worst. Why I chose me for host, I'll never know.
I think I'm out of guns.
You mean I blew off all your weaponry?
It turns out you didn't. It was just reloading and/or lagging.
That's always fun. Well, let's go ahead and see if I can slow myself down from 104 missiles, 104 meters a second away from...
Did we collide?
No. You might have collided with someone else.
No, if he hit anybody, it was you.
I was 2,000 meters away, whereas he seems right next to you.
You really have to watch this video. I mean, this is some next-gen Philadelphia experiment shit here.
I was trying to stray.
Whoa.
Oh, did I just kill you?
No.
What just happened?
You just
Are you
blinked.
dead or just your beacon?
No, I still show myself completely intact. And functional.
Oh, I do too now. Okay. You just warped 1,000 meters. That's fine. Let's keep fighting.
Where'd you go? Ah. Whoa.
I'm not seeing any jumping, John. Are you seeing any jumping? Oh, there. Did I kill you?
No.
You're not dead.
I have a impact. Oh, now I have reactor offline. I'm adrift.
So you're dead?
Yep. Whoa. I just exploded. Whoa, you just crashed
Let me
into
just
him.
ram you.
Wow. Wow. Oh, and Delta just disappeared right in front of me. Oh, no, there it is. What the hell?
Oh, you're fighting Marcelo now?
He's got turrets on, and I wanted to show him why turrets are not so great.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
What is?
I'm just watching you fly around. Oh.
You're a bit warpy.
Wow, serious lag, you're right. This is a lot of warping. Obviously, this game does not scale well with a home connection. I'm going to try renting a server and get some serious power behind us, see what we can do then. Multiplayer combat tests aren't really any good with this kind of behavior, because, I mean, what kind of ship design is good against missiles that don't explode? Any kind of ship design. Still, once we have a better server, I expect to see a lot better performance out of our network, and I expect to see a lot more cool fighter pilot stuff. So if you wanted to fight with us, come on over to the Fleetbreakers page and sign up. You'll get to use our dedicated server, assuming I have one. The lag is too bad to do open combat very well. So I'm just going to absorb some missile fire, and here you can see that he's torn off a lot of my ship, but it's well within damage. And there you can see him shooting guns at me, well within our parameters. There we are, now we're pretty much worn away. Our core is still being pretty protective of us, though. We are technically still active, we don't really have any more guns or anything. That's okay.
What the hell happened to this ship?
I don't know. I'm still alive! All that I have left is a reactor and 2 gyroscopes. Whoa, you took out all my gyroscopes. That's definitely a design flaw.